Welcome back. Well, our financial topic, boosting life insurance specifically for millennials. Here joining us to talk about this, we're joined by Mark Matthews with Edward Jones. Mark, thanks for joining us today.
Very glad to be here.
Glad to be speaking with you about this. So the topic, millennials may need to boost life insurance. A lot of millennials are still fairly early in their careers, but it's never too soon. We say it and we stress it here about every Monday. It's never too soon to be thinking about financial issues you may face. And one of those things is a need for life insurance. So Mark, one of my first questions is, when should millennials be purchasing life insurance?
Great question, Mary Grace. So, if you're a young millennial and maybe you're just getting started in your career, maybe you have some student loans, you don't have a mortgage yet, that insurance may not be the first thing that you need to think of financially. But once you move along that timeline there and you have a mortgage, maybe you've got children, and those are two things right there that trigger a need to evaluate your life insurance needs and get some, because you want to make sure that your family is protected if you're not around, and it's kind of a drag to think about, but it's realistic, and the time to think about it is when there's nothing going on and you can take appropriate action and evaluate what you need. So
absolutely. So kind of once you start getting, your feet under you in life is kind of about the time when you really want to be taking it seriously. And I'm wondering, how much life insurance do I need as a millennial, or what should I be thinking about to kind of get close to that answer?
Yeah, good question. So, like many things, that'll vary dependent upon a person's situation. But some of the things that factor into that is, do you have a mortgage? How much is it? Do you have children? One, two, three, four, whatever it might be. And what are your plans for them as far as education or just being able to get a good start in life? Those kind of things are going to come into play. There was a New York Life survey that showed that the millennials they asked had insurance of $100,000. They thought they needed 450, so they were 350 short. Now, I'm not saying that's what you should have, but they recognized a few years ago that they didn't have enough life insurance. And you really need to talk to someone that handles that to evaluate your own situation and get what you need. It's based on your age, your marital status, number of children, size of your mortgage, things like that.
Right. And I know life insurance, like many things insurance-wise, and I know it's not just me, but it can be confusing, especially when you're first stepping into it.
Sure.
What types of life insurance options are there for millennials when they're deciding what they should be getting?
So there's two kind of broad categories: term life insurance and permanent life insurance. And term life insurance is less expensive, and it's based on a certain term, like 5 years, 10 years, 15, even 25 or 30 sometimes, but it's a fixed premium, a fixed death benefit, and when that term's up, you're done. It's kind of like car insurance. If you don't use it, if you don't die, there's no savings there, and that's okay. It's not meant to be for that purpose. Permanent insurance can last all your life. It costs more to start with. There can be benefits to it as well. And those are discussions to have with your own advisor to figure out what's right for you. But, for a family, a lot of times term insurance might be the first thing to look at when you know that you've got this certain span of time when the kids are going to be growing up. You want to make sure they get an education in some way. You have a mortgage that's going to be around for a while. Those things kind of set the stage for some length of time where you want to be insured. And a lot of folks get insurance through their work, and that's not a bad thing. If you leave your work, you probably lose that insurance. So, you can count on that while you're there. But if that changes, then having your own policy can be a lot more reassuring because you've got your own insurance that's not dependent upon where you work.
Right. And as we know, there's no one answer. You've mentioned it a few times. It's what is best for you. How can people reach out, Mark, to discuss what's best for them personally?
Yeah, so we just refer folks to edwardjones.com, and you can plug in, St. Joseph or your zip code, whatever that might be, and that will direct you to advisors in your area that can help you answer these questions and evaluate where you stand and what you need. And, that's a great place to begin.
Excellent. Great information here. Mark Matthews with Edward Jones. Mark, thanks again for joining us.
Thank you, Mary Grace.